Imagine leaving Cold War-era England with exactly 20 British pound coins in your pocket and a highly specific set of instructions. You were expected to return home with those original 20 pounds still in your pocket, while simultaneously doubling your net worth and filling a fanny pack with a diverse collection of European coins. To pull this off, you had to navigate a stubborn economic reality. Physical money is deeply tied to geography. A coin that buys a meal in Paris becomes entirely useless metal the moment you step off a ferry in Dover. Travelers carrying foreign currency quickly realized they were hauling border baggage. These coins transformed from a necessary tool of trade into dead, heavy weight that would sit uselessly in a suitcase once they crossed the channel. Completing the 20-pound challenge required exploiting geographic arbitrage, taking advantage of the price difference between two distinct markets. You had to turn Europe's fractured borders into a personal profit engine. The first tactical move was locating the perfect mark: British tourists who were actively packing up and heading back to England. These travelers were locked in an economic trap. They were holding local European coins that were about to lose all their utility and become an annoying physical burden. This is where you strike the trade. You offer them the British pounds they desperately want for their trip home, absorbing their soon-to-be useless local coins at a heavily favorable exchange rate. If you encountered locals who weren't returning to England, the tactic flipped. You used your own stash of duplicate European coins to buy up any stray British pounds they happened to be holding. By aggressively working both sides of this exchange, you created a perpetual motion machine of value. You protected your baseline of British currency while hoarding a massive surplus of continental cash. The operation also demanded the pursuit of highly specific targets, like the Spanish Franco Duro. This was a heavy, silver 5 peseta coin, stamped with the profile of the dictator. You hunted for these specific mints in every transaction. The working theory behind this hunt was entirely whimsical. The idea was that if you paid for a local beer with this specific coin, the sheer novelty of the transaction might trigger an invitation to the palace. Expecting a single piece of pocket change to buy your way into the royal halls of power is mathematically ridiculous, but holding these absurd, highly specific ambitions projected a deeply eccentric persona. If you were that openly obsessed with old pesetas, no one would stop to question your broader motives. The streets required a different approach. Local street children kept a close eye on foreign numismatists. When an urchin approached offering a worthless coin of their own, the protocol was to immediately flash a high-value British pound to establish the focus of your mission. Then came a rapid, silent calculation. You had to deduce if the child had eaten a meal recently. If they looked hungry, the trade was abandoned. You handed them the smallest local paper currency you had and let them keep their coin. If they were well-fed, you proceeded with the exchange. This street-level calculus prioritized the physical welfare of the young target over the potential value of their currency. The traveler was performing a sociological assessment that went far beyond simple coin collecting. The trip concluded exactly as planned. You returned to Britain with your original 20 pounds and a 2-pound sack of continental treasure. But checking the final ledger revealed a fatal mathematical discrepancy. Exactly 10 British pounds were missing. Those 10 pounds didn't slip through a hole in a pocket or vanish in a bad exchange rate. They were deliberately diverted. This missing money is physical evidence that coin collecting wasn't the primary focus of this trip. It forces a re-examination of the true purpose behind the journey. That missing money funded a Cold War escapade, the true primary objective of the entire trip. Haggling over duplicate coins and hunting for the Franco Duro served a single function: to project the harmlessness of a fixated hobbyist. Border guards and counterintelligence officers are trained to look for nervous spies. They eagerly ignore the annoying, obsessive tourist loudly arguing over pennies. The greatest camouflage in a high-stakes geopolitical conflict isn't invisibility, but burying your true purpose beneath a smokescreen of trivial, obsessive complexity.